Stephanie Allen, Baytown, Texas. Stephanie Allen, Baytown, Texas.
Welcome, welcome, Stephanie Allen. We heard you loud and clear. Good to have you on. I know we're having a little technical difficulties with our host, but she'll be back on in a second. Welcome. Hello, Ruth Bradford. I see you. Oh, there's our host. Okay, you're back on.
All righty. Can you hear me now?
We can. We can't see you, but we can hear you, though.
Oh, you can't see me. Hold on. Let me.
Oh, there you are. Well,
okay.
Now you
there we go.
There you go.
There I am. All right, everybody, welcome to the call. My name is Pamela Ferguson. I'm your host tonight. If you've just logged in, please state your name and where you're calling from.
How you doing? This is Juarez and Vivian White calling in from Rochelle, Texas.
Hello, Juarez and Vivian. Thank you guys for calling in. Listen, if you all have not sent out those last minute reminders to your friends, families, associates, strangers, whoever, everybody that got skinned, send out that message and let them know that we are meeting right here, right now. If you've just logged on, please state your name and where you're calling from.
Artisha Clifton, Mount Bite, Mississippi.
Hello, Mississippi. Thank you for logging in. Anyone else on the call tonight? State your name and where you're calling from.
Hey, it's Teresa in Virginia.
Teresa in Virginia. Hi. Thank you for logging in. Anyone else on the call tonight? State your name and where you're calling from.
Michelle from Dallas, Texas.
Michelle from Dallas, Texas. State your name and where you're calling from if you have not done so.
Shaquina Hart from Houston, Texas.
Hey, Shaquina Harvey. Thank you for logging in. Anyone else on the call tonight? Please state your name and where you're calling from.
Jamila, Orlando, Florida.
Hello, Jamila in Orlando. Thank you for calling in. Anyone else on the call tonight? Please state your name and where you're calling from.
Tawana from Wilmington, Delaware.
Hello, Tawana. Thank you for calling in. Anybody else out there didn't state their name and where they're calling from? Hello, hello. I heard somebody. Thank you all for calling in. If you have not stated your name and where you're calling from, please do so now.
Sharif Rashid, Atlanta, Georgia.
Hello, Mr. Sharif Rashid. Thank you for calling in. Anyone else on the call tonight? State your name and where you're calling from.
Ashana Fontanet from Stafford, Texas.
Hello, Ashana. Thank you for calling in. You guys, we got about a minute or two left. Please let everybody know that we are meeting right here, right now. We're excited. We're about to share some awesome news. Please state your name and where you're calling from if you have not done so.
Hey guys, Tracy and Kay Fisher here from Houston,
Hello,
Texas.
Tracy and Kay. Thank you for calling in. Anyone else on the line tonight?
Felicia Ware from Houston, Texas.
Hello, Houston, Texas. Houston is large on the line tonight. Anyone else on the call?
Ashley Carrington from Houston, Texas.
There's Houston again. Hello, Ashley. Thank you guys for calling in. Anyone else on the call tonight? State your name and where you're calling from.
Tay Trotter from Houston, Texas.
Hello, Tay. Thank you for calling in. Houston is blowing up the lines tonight. Come on. You guys send those last messages out to your family, friends, and whoever, and just let them know that we're meeting right here. We're sharing some awesome news. We're actually building it for our last name. Please state your name and where you're calling from if you have not done so.
You got Jarrod Wilkins, Houston, Texas. It's the Texas Takeover.
Mr. Wilkins, the leader of the Texas Takeover. Thank you for calling in, sir. Anybody else? We got a couple of more seconds. Say your name and where you're calling from.
Houston, Texas.
There's Houston again. Hello, Houston. Houston ain't got
Ashley
no problem.
Arsenault from Houston, Texas.
Hello, Ashley. Thank you for calling in. Anyone else on the line? Please state your name and where you're calling from.
Perry Beasley, Houston, Texas.
Hello, Perry Beasley. Thank you for calling in.
Alabama.
Oh, there goes Alabama. Hello, Alabama. Thank you for calling in. Anyone else on the line tonight? Anybody. Let's go.
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas again. Thank you for calling in. We got a couple of more seconds. All right. It is now 7 o'clock. We're going to go ahead And we're gonna get started, guys. I want to first thank you for calling in. My name is Pamela Ferguson. I am a distributor with ItWorks and market. And you guys, I'm just your host tonight, but I'm going to be able to present to you, to introduce to you someone who has really done some amazing things in our lives and in a bunch of people's lives. For over 16 years, he's actually been a professional in the home-based business profession. He's been featured in the Success from Home magazine, in the Networker magazine. He's an author and a transformational speaker. He's been voted top 50 of the Black professional and entrepreneurs in Texas. And you know, Texas is huge, so to me, that's a big deal. This guy is truly a winner. He's also built combined organizations of tens of thousands of businesses, partners, and that spans across 23 countries such as Thailand, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Africa, Nigeria, and the United Kingdom, and of course, right here in the United States. His organization has generated over tens of millions of dollars in revenue, and he was amongst the top income earner in his previous company that had about 15 million distributors in 54 countries and generated over $1 billion in sales. And get this, he was a millionaire by 30. Yes, by 30. So I just want to say that you guys are in the right place at the right time right now if you're listening in on this webinar or a phone call. This person that I'm going to bring to you, his most proud success is his wife, Miss Porshea Wilkins, and his daughter, Miss Chandler Wilkins. Mr. Jarrod Wilkins, are you on the line tonight?
Absolutely, I am here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Pam, for that introduction. I cannot wait to see you and your husband tomorrow in Dallas, Texas. It is still the Texas Takeover. I know we've got people from all around the country and really around the world that are tuned into the webinar tonight. I want to say welcome to this incredible webinar tonight. I believe we can be effective without having to be eternal. But I am so excited for you guys tonight to really hear about what we're doing, who we are, and how you can fit into the equation. You know, when I look at over the next 25 to 28 minutes that we have a chance to just have a conversation tonight, you know, it starts with a lot of what Mrs. Pam Ferguson said. You know, my wife and I, we've been involved in the home-based business arena, the direct sales or direct marketing profession for this year will make 16 years in August, okay? And I'll be completely candid. We were not overnight successes. You know, our first 6 years, we didn't even earn $100,000 combined. Forget earning $100,000 a year. We didn't even make $100,000 combined, and we were really, you know, focusing on growing the business and serious about it. But as a result of many of the people we met, especially our mentors, you know, I always tell people that mentorship is wisdom without the wounds. It is gain without the pain. It's strength without all of the struggle. We were able to learn exactly what it took to not only start a business, but also grow a business, learn about culture, learn about systems. And as a result of that, for the last more than a decade, my wife and I have been completely retired, have not had to fill out a resume, had not had to get a job, had not had to do any of those things. And I don't say that to impress you or to brag or to boast or to demean anybody that has a job or a career that they like. That was just not, that's just not been our story. Matter of fact, you know, I didn't like bosses and bosses didn't like me. I was allergic to them, right? I was just one of those strong-minded and strong-willed people. And Porshea Wilkins, bless her heart, my wife is worse than me, okay? But, you know, as a result of this profession, we have been able to be full-time. We've got a 30-second commute from our offices to our bedroom, and it's just been an incredible experience. But I can tell you this, in 2015, things changed for us. You know, how many of you know that the only constant in life is change, right? I always tell people that change, it happens. Either you change or change will happen to you. And I found ourselves, you know, after building a very successful business, I mean, that business had grown to the point of over 20,000 partners in about a half a dozen countries. At its peak, we were generating over about $2 million a month in sales, and our income was fluctuating to the tune of about $20,000 a week, and we were riding on a high climb. This is 2013, 2014, 2015, everything collapsed. Our income, we watched it disintegrate about 80 to 85%. And we watched not only our income, we watched the incomes of many of our teammates, many of the leaders that we cared about, many of the people that entrusted us. We watched their incomes dissipate as well. And so we had to make a decision. And how many of you know that decisions are never hard? It's making the decision that oftentimes we make hard, right? And so that's where we were. And I never forget, just being in tears on my floor in my wife's office. And I was crying. I was like, God, I need you to show me exactly what you want me to do. I need you to talk to me. I need to hear from you directly. I don't want to hear from anybody else. I don't need to hear from another business consultant. I don't want to hear from another entrepreneur. I want to hear from you. And this is when he deposited this vision of build it for your last name into my spirit. And I tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, when we were done with that fast, we fasted for 2 weeks. No water, no food, no television, no radio for 2 weeks. You know, I'm a millennial, so I almost died. I had never fasted in my life before. And we weren't necessarily fasting for money. I was really fasting for fulfillment. Anybody ever been there where you said, man, I want to do something that lights my fire? That's where I was. And I got off the floor. I told my wife, I ran downstairs. I said, honey, starting in 2016, we're going to build it for our last names. And ladies and gentlemen, with that as our mantra, with that as our foundation, here's what I tell people all the time. An inheritance is what you leave in people, or an inheritance is what you leave for people, but a legacy is what you leave in them. Ambition is about me. It's self-serving. Ambition is about, what type of car you drive. Ambition is about what type of home you live in. Ambition is about what type of, maybe what type of vacations you're taking. But I can tell you right. Okay, good. Can you guys hear me? Let me make sure. Let's make sure we're back on. We're back on, Mr. Beasley. Okay, good deal. Sorry about that, guys. We've got all type of technological things going on. I've got my cell phone, my iPad, my wife's got her computer. We've got all of our gadgets are plugged up to the internet. So a lot of times what happens is, or sometimes what happens, it'll displug. But you now know it's real, right? But anyway, so we're talking about this vision of build it for your last name. That really became the mantra of our life. It became, okay, this is what we're going to be doing with the rest of our lives, for the rest of our life. And people that this vision resonates with, that's who we're going to talk with. And so I want to now shift gears and talk about the company that we partnered with. This company is called It Works Global. We've been involved with this company now for the better part of 16 months, but It Works is not a startup company. It Works as a company has been in business for over 20 years this year. We got founded in 2001 by Mark and Cindy Pentecost. This is our corporate office in Bradenton, Florida. We have about 200 to 300 employees that office here. We've got another office in Dublin, Ireland, one in South Korea, Japan, as well as the Philippines and Mexico, just spread out all over the world because we do business now in about 20 countries globally. In the last 20 years, our company has generated more than $6.5 billion in revenues and paid out billions of dollars in commissions and bonuses to independent distributors. We're family-owned, faith-based, as well as debt-free. I want to now shift gears and talk about the industry that we participate in. I want you to put on your business hat this evening. We're going to have coffee and conversation. You know, a lot of times people mistake business for having to be smart or having to be brilliant or articulate, but I can tell you right now, okay, I'm getting the text messages here. Sorry about that, guys. Somebody is designed to hear this. Thank you, Mr. Juarez White. Keep texting me if you lose me. I promise you I'm going to jump right back on without fail. Apparently, somebody's supposed to hear me. But let's talk a little bit about coffee. We're sharing, you know, the statistics about it. Coffee is the most widely consumed beverage on the planet. You know, it's the second highest traded commodity after oil. More than 400 billion cups of coffee are served each and every single year with no signs of slowing down. Americans drink about 146 billion cups of coffee annually. Europe has the largest market of coffee drinkers on the planet, representing about 30% of the global coffee market. 2 out of every 3 Canadians drink coffee every day. Now, I want you to listen to this. Millennials, or even college students, 40% of college students 18 to 24 drink coffee every single day. Millennials born from 1982 to 2000 consume 44% of all coffee in the United States, and the entire country of Australia is estimated to drink an average of 1.3 million cups of coffee per day. And so you may be asking, Jarrod, how in the world or why in the world does it works involve itself in the coffee arena? Yes, many of you, you've heard of brands like Folgers and Maxwell House and Community Coffee and Starbucks. Well, why in the world is it works involved? Well, we have innovated coffee. What do I mean by that? We didn't invent it, we've innovated it. We have found a way to make coffee better. Here are the questions we ask people when we come in contact with them. I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you or anyone you know drink coffee or tea at least on occasion? What's your favorite brand of Okay, so we want to introduce you to the coffee that pays. Let's go back to that slide here, and I want to share this with you. Because a lot of times when people get into business, the very first thing is, okay, how do I make this work? How does this fit within my lifestyle? And one of the things that I share with people is that coffee is a simple conversation to have because it's so readily available and consumed by people. What we have done is we've taken what people want, which is coffee, and hidden inside of it what they need, which is health. So our coffee is not just some regular coffee. Our coffee is not just some coffee that you can get off the shelves at your local grocery store. This is a healthier brand of coffee, but here's what I love. You can't see, smell, or taste any of the health components in our coffee, but you will most certainly feel our coffee. Now, what do I mean by that? We've got our Skinny Brew. It's our fat-burning coffee blend. It burns body fat, increases your metabolism. It has 6 brain-boosting ingredients known to increase motivation, concentration, and alertness. We also have our keto coffee that supports a low-carb, ketogenic lifestyle. It helps you stay sharp, focused, and in a good mood, and fights off hunger cravings. Then, of course, we've got our keto tea. For those of you that do not drink coffee, you're going to love the keto tea because of how it tastes and how it makes people feel. But I want to bring on, Mr. Tracy and Kay Fisher, my business partners. I know their internet service is going to be real stable. These are my stable partners, right? I'm going to swing it over to you. I'm going to log on to one of my other computers, and I'll be back. I'll let you guys kind of talk about not only coffee, your experience with it as well.
All right. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear me, guys, real quick. You know what's amazing, guys, is that the coffee that we have, this skinny tea, is absolutely amazing. It tastes incredible. Let me say this before I get a chance to get going. Hopefully you guys will be able to hear me. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up if you can still hear me. All right, I appreciate you guys. While Mr. Wilkins is logging back on here, I think it's always appropriate that you get a chance to also hear a little bit about the background of the person that's speaking to you. For those of you that are chiming in on cell phone only, I want you guys to really put your vision cap on, because we have some of us who can actually see some of the slides that we're going to be sharing, but then there are others who are chiming in on a cell phone. So you're going to really have to put your vision cap on to really see what we're talking about. But my professional background, guys, is in the insurance profession. I spent only about 4 or 5 years in that particular profession. I had my Group 1 license, and I was doing what I call climbing the corporate ladder. I was in my early 20s. I was climbing that corporate ladder. I was in the process of getting my Series 6 license in '63. And then a good friend of mine from high school that we played basketball together, he kind of shared with me about this profession when I was in my early 20s. And of course, my wife was working for a local television station. Okay, she was an accountant for a television station at that particular time, but we knew that we wanted to do something different, and I wanted to take a look at an opportunity very similar to this in the telecommunications industry, and we did that. But and then from there, guys, because I have a 20-something year career in doing this type of profession, but I remember getting a phone call in September of 2018 from Mr. Wilkins about his transitional move. He shared with my wife and I about the business of build it for your last name. I'll never forget that. We had a chance to take a flight out to corporate office to meet with the owner, Mr. Mark Pentecost. And we recognized that this was definitely a faith-based company. And we found it in our heart to go ahead and get started. And that was the best business decision that we ever made, guys. We went to a level called Diamond Consultant. If you're listening to me, you may not understand the titles that I'm about to give you, and that's okay, right? That's okay. But if you can understand how to just cash the check, deposit the check, okay? We went to a level called Diamond Consultant within our first month. We earned a $10,000 bonus at that time. We went to Double Diamond in our second month, and we earned a $15,000 bonus at that particular time. Then we went to a level in our third month called Triple Diamond. And guys, the income just really started to get pretty ridiculous at that particular level. And so that has been our story. It's been a tremendous blessing. But I know Mr. Wilkins was talking about the coffee. Honey, I know you're sitting up here, you're drinking a cup of coffee right now. Yes. How does the coffee taste to you?
The coffee is amazing. And so one thing about it, when I first tried it at the conference this past weekend, we were able to get samples of the Skinny Brew. And immediately I said, you know what, I want to taste it raw. I want to taste it without putting anything in there because number one, I am a real coffee drinker. And sometimes, you know, some people, they want to have cream with their coffee. No, I have my coffee with a little bit of cream and maybe a little bit of agave nectar. So when I tasted the coffee raw, I said, oh my God, this coffee tastes good with no sugar, no cream, anything in there. And so I knew from that moment, okay, I can, you know, you can't taste any of the nootropics in there, any of the supplements that are in there that aids in the fat burning process. You cannot taste it in that coffee. There was no aftertaste or anything. So I finally mixed it with, you know, a little bit of half and half and just a little bit of raw sugar that they had there. And I did not, when the cup was empty, I was kind of upset. I want to go back and get in line and get another cup. And then also we had the keto tea. And so with the keto tea, the spiced chai tea, oh my God. I let him taste it first, then I tasted it. I said, you know what? It's a winner. It's definitely a winner.
Guys, here's what it do for you. You talk about the chai tea. The chai tea is going to help your body create ketone, put your body in ketosis, yes. Okay? So you're allowing the fat, the healthy fat to help you lose weight. So it's going to support a low carb keto lifestyle. It's going to give your mind and body that energy that you need, guys, without all the bad caffeine. It's an amazing, amazing taste, okay? Go into the next slide for me, please. When you look at the other products that we have, coffee and tea is our main products, guys. It's the reason why we are a $500 million per year company today. But guys, listen, because of the sake of time, I don't have time to go into the 50 plus different products that we have in our inventory. Things like beauty and weight loss, nutritional products. Guys, we have one in the middle of your screen. This is called the ThermoFight X. This is an amazing product that allows you to lose up to 31 pounds in 90 days. We have products that are like our super greens that are absolutely amazing. You simply put it in a glass of water, mix it up. You have all of your nutrition from your greens, okay? If you ever heard of that story called, what is it, Bosch? You ever heard of Bosch? Botched, okay.
On E, interesting.
Dr. Nasaf is one of our partners that helped develop our skincare line, okay? So for you incredible ladies out there, okay? These illuminating facial pads. So we have some incredible products, guys, that are absolutely amazing. And then, of course, we're not going to leave off the very product that helped this company get to a $500 million, which is our wraps, okay, which is tighten, tone, and to firm your skin. Next slide, please. Guys, here are just some of the before and after pictures. You know, my son just left here. He and his wife, they have a retreat that they're going to in Dallas, Texas. My oldest son is 31 years old. And I actually have a picture of him that he actually had a chance to lose over 30 pounds with some of these incredible products. But guys, these are some of the before and after pictures of people that are losing a tremendous amount of weight because of some of the products that we wanted to make mention to you, okay? Which is pretty phenomenal. All right. Now, guys, what we're going to do now, we're going to shift gears here in just a little bit. We're going to bring my business partner, Mr. Jarrod Wilkins, back on, okay? And he's going to talk a little bit about how the income flows, okay? All right, can you still hear me? You guys can still hear me as well? All right, good deal. All right, hold on 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second here. 1 second. 1 second.
No, just say leave me.
Give me 1 second.
Leave me.
Right here.
Hey, everybody. Y'all are so beautiful. Thank you so much for your patience as we work out all these technical difficulties that we have been having. See, this is why we're in the coffee industry, guys, and not technology. This is exactly why. Oh, wait, let me unmute my husband. Hold on 1 second, guys. So he can give y'all the goods. All right,
shucks. I'm back. Tracy Fisher, I'm back like I never left.
Come on, baby.
All right, so look, guys, Hey, Michelle, thank you so much for hanging with me. Michelle's letting me know I can't hear you, Jarrod. I don't know what's going on over here, y'all. I don't know what y'all putting in y'all coffee tonight. But anyhow, but you know, Fishers, y'all did an incredible job. I'm really excited about it. Honey, I'm going to bring you on in a second here because, you know, Tracy's been having Kay on here, and I just felt like I was doing the Texas two-step all by myself. And so I had Porshea to come on, and we're going to talk about some money now. But before I talk about some money, because, you know, Porshea knows how to spend it, I want to really talk about how the money is earned, right? A couple of things I want to give you guys for your notes, especially guests. You know, a compensation plan in terms of how we get paid is very strong. And every company in our profession, they say they've got the best compensation plan, right? Everybody says, I've got the best comp plan. Now I want to talk about ours, and I'm going to be very simplistic in our approach in explaining it. But I want you to understand something here, that the way the compensation plan pays is very, very lucrative. Number one, in the last 7 years, write this down in your notes, in the last 7 years, our company has created over 150 people that have become millionaires. These are people that have earned a minimum of $1 million or more in income. Number two, 90% of our Millionaire Club members and 90% of the people that earn $100,000 a year and more, 90% of them, it works as their very first time in this type of business. 90% of them have never done this before. Number three, 96% of them are women, okay? 96% of the top income earners in the company are women. Number four, I want you to write this one down. Last month, our company paid over 60,000 people over $500 or more for the month. I want you to understand, it's one thing to talk about the compensation plan. It's a whole nother level when you've got people living the compensation plan. So the first way you're going to get paid is called the retail commissions model. This is how it works. You're going to earn up to 40% of all of the profits that are generated on your state-of-the-art website. What do I mean by that? Well, ItWorks will set you up with your own website. It'll be www.itworks.com/your name. You will send people to the website, and guess what? Whenever they make an order, ItWorks will ship them the product. So you don't have to worry about packaging, receiving, shipping, tracking. All of that is done for you. Your responsibility as the entrepreneur, as the business owner, is to send people to the site. Send your friends, send your family members, send people that are connected to you on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, MySpace, LinkedIn, you know, all that stuff, Snapchat, right? Send them all to your site. Let them order some of this skinny brew coffee, this fat burning coffee that Tracy and Kay were talking about. Let them order one of the other 50 other health and wellness products that we have, and you will earn up to 40% of the profits. The second way you're going to get paid is through the loyal customer program. You're going to earn up to 45% when a loyal customer orders product on their subscription service. So here's how it works. To become a loyal customer is absolutely free. So it costs them nothing to become a loyal customer. Number two, when you become a loyal customer, you don't pay retail for the price, you actually pay wholesale. How many of you like paying wholesale for things versus retail, right? So you will pay wholesale for your products. And number three, here's the deal. As the entrepreneur, as the business owner, those of you that start in business with us tonight, we have a loyal customer support team. We've nicknamed it Utopia. Their job and responsibility is to follow up with your customers to make sure that they receive the product, they receive the benefits, and they educate them on other products that we have that will work synergistically with what they're attempting to do in terms of their goals with getting the products to begin with. The third way you're going to get paid is through the Fast Start bonus. This is absolutely phenomenal. How many of you want to get on the fast track to making money? How many of y'all want to get on the slow track? Nobody, right? Well, when you become a distributor, here's how this works. When you enroll or refer another distributor to our company, and when that person enrolls their first two customers, their first two loyal customers, ItWorks will pay you a Fast Start bonus of $50. If and when that distributor that you referred, when they enroll their first 4 loyal customers within their first 30 days, the company will send you a $100 check. If and when that distributor enrolls 6 loyal customers within their first 30 days, you will earn a $150 fast start. So if they enroll 2, you make 50. If they enroll 4, you make 100. If they enroll 6 within 30 days, you earn $150. Not only that, but 150 reward bonus points as well that you can use to go make purchases whenever you choose of any one of our products. Matter of fact, I was talking with my wife. This was, I think, 2 or 3 days ago. And we talk every day, by the way, but you know, except for when she's mad. But that's a whole different topic. Y'all married folks understand. But anyhow, we were talking, and I said, baby, I'm running out of keto coffee. I need you to get me some more keto coffee. She says, no problem. I'll use some of our reward points. I'm like, oh, how does that work? She says, it's very simple. We just log in, use the points, and they'll ship us product. I said, oh, that's awesome. I said, it doesn't cost us any? She says, no, it doesn't cost us anything. And I said, oh, man, order as much coffee as you want for me. And so the reward points are phenomenal. But, honey, why don't you come online and, you know, I know everybody's eager to hear from my wife. Talk about what this experience It Works has been, because you really saw this before me. You were the one that suggested we go out and meet with Mark Pentecost, the owner of this company, and sit down with the executives, share with everybody just from your perspective, you know, what stood out to you, why it works, why now, and not only why now, why over the next 18 months in terms of what we've discussed and some of the plans that we've been rolling out, why all of that at this point.
Well, it was necessary. It was necessary for us to make a transition, to make that shift. And it was time for us to finally align ourselves with a company who we believed could handle the volume, the influence, and the people that we brought to the table. And so looking at It Works, you know, you and I both were not even really considering this company at all, just because of the perception of it. I just thought it was a bunch of women selling wraps, predominantly white as well. So I didn't know anybody in this company to connect with, to ask questions to even get to know anything about it. So I didn't know that It Works was producing even a fraction of what it is. I literally just thought it was just some small company that's selling some wraps. That's literally what we thought. And so, you know, I'm real big on not judging things and being open, especially when it comes to business. And I'm like, if they're doing a $500 million in sales a year consistently since 2014, they're onto something. Because we sold coffee before, guys. We were part of a company that when we started was at about 9 million, grew to 47 million, and then we grew to 300 million in sales from selling healthy coffee. And this was back in 2009 through 2014, 15. And so when I know what it takes, we know what it takes for a company to generate that kind of volume. And so if It Works was generating that kind of volume, clearly something was going on. Clearly it had to work, right? And so we decided to put our business hats on, like we're asking you guys here to do tonight, to really take a look under the hood and see what's going on. So we flew to Florida and we met with Mark Pentecost and Mike Patillo and the whole corporate crew just to really kick the tires and see if this is really real. You know, are y'all fabricating these numbers? What's really going on? And it was real. It was legit. And even just I'm a kingdom woman, and so I pay very close attention to my discernment when I meet people and go places, and I just felt the spirit here was right. So the fact that the company was faith-based was very important to me, especially because I didn't work with a bunch of heathens before. Amen. But so I wanted to make sure that just from a principle perspective, that if decisions are being made, they're being made right. And it's in the best interest of the people. And so I've realized that they are principle-based people as well. And that just really attracted us to the company. And we just saw an opportunity. We just saw an opportunity to bring the diversity that the company wanted. You know, it's not like they didn't want men. It's not like they didn't want African Americans and Latinos and Asians. It's just nobody ever paid attention to them to bring that to the table. And I was like, man, we got a large market of Black folks, like seriously, and Latinos and Asians and Caucasians as well. So we can come over here and really crush it and dominate the market. And so that's the opportunity we saw where other people saw obstacles. The products were amazing. The comp plan pays very well. They have the system and the structure and everything in place. You know, and even talking about system, we got a sampling app. My husband will share that with you as well. You know, for us, it was just important to be in alignment with people from a business perspective corporate leaders who knew what they were doing, okay, who would pay you on time, hello, ship products like they're supposed to be shipped, come on somebody, and really give you the support that you need so you can go out there and win in a big, big way. And I truly believe that that is part of the reason why we've been able to help over 50 families as an organization. Over 50 families earn 5 figures per month as well as per year, and many 6 figures per year as well. And that's just a testament to the culture, to the system, to the leadership, and just to our ability to roll up our sleeves and really get busy and running with people. And so It Works was a yes for me, and it's still a yes to this day, and I'm excited that we did.
You know, I look at exactly what you talked about, and it's so true in terms of what we've experienced the last 16 years, and not only that, or 16 months rather, with It Works, and really where the direction of the company is headed. You know, I want to talk about a little bit about more of this compensation plan, just to kind of unfold that methods 4, 5, and 6 are really designed for people that are at a higher level of income. But go one slide back, because I want to talk about this before I talk about 4, 5, and 6 in terms of the methods we get paid. You know, our Connect app, I'm falling in love with this thing. It Works gets better and better. We don't have to make trips to the post office anymore. You literally have an app that's on your cell phone that is free, provided by the company, whereas you can literally put a person's name, email address, as well as their email address, as well as their shipping address, and send a sample to a person of our coffee, where they can get 3 samples of the coffee, have a 3-day experience, and that person says, man, I love the taste, I love the way it makes me feel, let me order as a customer or let me become a distributor. That's how simple our marketing strategy has become. It is absolutely phenomenal. You know, methods 4, 5, 6 that we get paid are awesome as well. Like I said, it's for a higher level of explanation and thinker. I just want you to understand that there's a lot of money on the table, and I don't want to go so far and so deep into the compensation plan today with you guys. The 7th way that we get paid in our company is what I call the leadership incentives and bonuses. Because the company is debt-free, we own a lot of things, whether it be the 5,000-acre ranch, the 100-acre island, the offices that we have, the airplanes, the helicopters. All of those things are accessible by top distributors and leaders in our company. And as you can see on your screen, we've actually experienced many of those things. Matter of fact, let me bring on Tracy and Kay Fisher, because we had a mastermind session a couple months back. I think this was back in September of last year. And we went on the 5,000-acre ranch. We were on the plane, as many of you saw, and had that experience. Why don't you guys talk about that? Talk about that experience, what it did for you, what it did for many of the people that were on your team that made that qualified to be in attendance at that event as well, and really what the experience has been, just being a part of a team and a culture that really empowers and implores people to really live their best life.
Well, first and foremost, Mr. Wilkins, is out of 20-some years in the profession, I'd never been on a private plane before. You know, I'd never been in that type of environment before. But for us, I know what it did for us. It allowed us to stretch our vision, you know, to really stretch and say, man, this is possible. You know, this is possible. You know, we went to the hangar and hung out on the helicopter and of course the private plane, and that was pretty amazing. And then of course we went to the 5,000-acre ranch. Guys, listen, I'm a firm believer that once your mind is stretched, it'll never go back to its original size. You know, it'll never go back. And so it allowed us to really stretch. And so just to have that one-on-one time with some other partners of ours, I know Mr. Perry Beasley, he and his wife, Ms. Monica Beasley, they were with us as well, to go and hang out at one of Mr. Pentecost's homes that's on the 5,000-acre ranch. Man, that was amazing. I believe it was somewhere in the neighborhood of either $15,000 or $20,000. I mean, 15 or 20,000 square feet home. That was pretty amazing for us to see the size of that and to know that it's available for those of you that decide to just partner with us and you go to work and put your numbers up there. And guys, that's all available. So that was my experience. I am forever grateful to Mr. Pentecost and that particular experience to let us know that even for the fishers, as we're as we're partnering with Mr. Wilkins and we're building it for our last name so we can do the same thing. That's what that experience was for me.
Absolutely. And for me, we kept saying, especially when we got to the hangar, myself and a couple other people, we were chiming in, it was like, oh my God, this is real news, not fake news. So to be able to, we're like, this is real news, not fake, real news. So to be able, you hear people talk about it, but and you be like, yeah, right, is this really real? For real, they did this and do it for the team. Just the mere fact that they opened up the invitation to the teams to be able to come do that. Our owner, Mr. Mark Pentecost, he is a visionary, and he believes in for you to set your goals and achieve your goals. And he believes in dream boards. Yes. So, and like he said, in order for you to be able to achieve it, you have to see it first. See it, have the vision, and go after it. Don't just sit on it, wait on it, procrastinate on it. Don't do none of that, but just go ahead and put your faith to work.
Absolutely. Back to you, partner. Thanks for allowing us to share that.
You are. You have to unmute yourself.
Unmute yourself.
Hold on.
Hold on one second.
No, we can't. Let me find you.
Now I'm unmuted. Okay, good deal. All right, cool. Y'all trying to keep me out of this old good conversation. I see how y'all doing.
My bad.
Lord have mercy. Anyhow, but it's amazing the experiences that we've had and what we continue to have. And I love to invite many of you guys that are listening to have these experiences with us, because I'm telling you, they're absolutely real. Let's go to the next slide here and let's close this thing out. Let's talk about how you get started. There's more money on the table. I mean, guys, just get back with the person that invited you on. I mean, you will hear about the money. There's a lot of money. This is just what you're looking at on your screen. This is bonus money. This is on top of the compensation plan. So you're talking about $125,000 on top of the earnings that you have available to you with the 7 ways or the 6 ways that we get paid here. But let's talk about how you get started. You set the goal, we'll help you hit it. I mean, anywhere from $50 a month to $24,000 a month and beyond. I mean, we, as a company, we're very conservative because we know the majority of people, you cannot and will not believe the income that's being earned. So when you look at this chart here, yeah, people are earning this type of money and so much more. I mean, it's for you big thinkers, I don't want to insult you. And for those of you that, you're like, man, $20,000 a month, come hang around us, okay? Please come hang around us so you can experience these types of conversations where, 20 grand a month is a bad month. Right. I mean, when you get to a place where you're like, man, I need to be giving, I need to be tithing 20 grand a month. Now that's the type of conversations you need to be around, right? But let's go to the next slide here. Let's talk about how you get started. 2 options. You can subscribe and save or share it and get paid. Subscribe and save just means you want to be a customer. You want to be a loyal customer. You don't want to be involved in a business. You don't have time to start something new. That's okay. Just become a customer and be a loyal customer. It's going to be, number 1, free to set up the account. You get all of the benefits, all of the perks and the discounts to become a loyal customer when you do it. And you can try products whenever you want. There's no minimum requirement a month or whatsoever. It's completely at your discretion, and you'll be supporting the business of the person that invited you. Then of course, option number 2, share it and get paid. That's, for the person that wants to use the products as well as refer other people to use the products and get paid when they're putting this great nutrition in their body. It's only $99 to start your business here. We've got some promotional codes right now where you can actually get started potentially for $69. Receive wholesale pricing on your products. You receive 7 samples of our fat burning coffee as well. And you are ready to rock and roll, ladies and gentlemen. But for those of you that want to really earn some big money, boost your pack and save. We got a product pack that we call our results pack. It's a one-time investment of $299. It includes everything that comes in a distributor kit with that $99, but you get 8 different products, a month supply of 8 different products. So you get our wraps, you get our keto coffee, super greens, our hydrate, all of the different products that we market and distribute here. And then, of course, we also have our ultimate results package, $589. This package comes with about 10 different products with our keto coffee, our fat burning coffee as well. We also have our hydrate product. All of the products that we market come in this product as well. So I call them good, better, and best. You get in where you can fit in. You know, in closing, let's go to the next slide here. I tell people, lock in your spot. One of the most frustrating things as a visionary is when people don't see things themselves or for themselves. Meaning, I like to press fast forward on people. Fast forward on your skepticism. Fast forward on your doubt. Fast forward on your sabotage. Fast forward on your limiting beliefs, because if you don't get started, you will remain where you are. Don't allow the start to stop you. Lock in your spot. What do I mean by this? Well, the person that invited you onto the webinar tonight, they only have 3 positions. And when those positions are filled, everybody else that they enroll into the company has to be placed down below you, the person that has locked in and secured a position. So you will potentially get paid on all of the transactions and all of the sales that are generated every single month from distributors and customers that fall down below you in the hierarchy. Even if you don't know them or even if you never meet them, you receive a check every single month just because you said yes before them. Do you understand what I'm saying? That just because you saw the information first, just because you exercise first mover's advantage and you locked in your spot, everybody else that becomes a distributor, everybody else that becomes a loyal customer that potentially falls down below you, you get a check every single month from their purchases. You get paid. Ladies and gentlemen, I've only found 4 reasons for why a person will hear this information and choose not to get started right away. Number 1, you just don't understand it. You say, man, I sat through this whole information. Man, I got questions. I don't understand this. This sounds too good to be true. I've got questions. No, you don't. If this was a job where you sat down and we interviewed and we said, all you've got to do is send people that you know or send people that you meet to your state-of-the-art website, and when they order, you get paid. And in the meantime, we're going to pay you $10,000 a month. You will be saying, I'm ready for that. I'm ready to start my job on Monday. Ladies and gentlemen, get started. The second reason why people choose not to get started, they don't believe a word I said, and I understand. Most of the time, you don't believe people because of the programming we all received. If it sounds too good to be true, it typically is. Stay away from those get-rich-quick schemes. Money is the root of all evil. And so when you hear something like this that's so compelling, that's real, that's transparent, you're like, man, this sounds too good to be true. That programming shows up in your mind and you say, no, I don't want to do it. I'm going to employ you and I'm going to encourage you. Don't self-sabotage tonight. You don't need to wait. You don't need to pontificate. You don't even need to play a hate on yourself. Get started right away. The third reason is people say I'm busy. And I say, busy doing what? What are you busy doing? Huh? Are you busy? Are you busy just being busy? People say I'm busy like they wear it like it's a badge of honor. Oh, I'm busy. Nobody is on their deathbed saying, you know what, I was busy. No, we're not going to give you a trophy because you were busy. We're not going to hashtag your name because you were busy. No, your kids are not going to be like, you know what, I love my dad, I love my mom. You know why? Because they were busy. No. We're going to remember you because you were productive and you were present. We're sharing with you how to take a vehicle, how to take a system and a team and partner with us so we can get you unbusy. Because if you're busy in 2020, you're probably busy in 2019, 2018, and you were definitely busy in 2010. And the fourth and final reason people say they want to think about it, I want to pray about it, I need to really just sit down with it, is because of the money. You just don't want to admit you don't have $99 to get started. You don't want to tell the person that invited you, man, I don't have $299 and I don't have $589. That's your ego. EGO, you're edging God out. There's no part of broke that we don't understand. Listen to me, if you live life long enough, you will be met with what I call a season of being in between blessings. You live any life, any time on this earth, you are going to be met with a season of, man, where did all the money go?
Wow.
I remember not having $150 to pay my light bill. I remember not being able to pay the car note and like, man, I'm gonna put it in the garage and hopefully they don't have a mechanism that opens the garage and pull out the car. Listen to me. I remember coming back and like, how are we gonna pay the mortgage this month? Forget the mortgage, I'm gonna pay the rent. Texas laws are not too favorable for renters. They will kick you out in 5 days. They ain't trying to talk about it. They're not trying to negotiate. They don't want to hear your sob story. Get out of here. I know what it feels like not to have insurance and run around saying, I got assurance. Baby, I get it. But if you don't have access to a discretionary $600, listen to me. I'm not here to judge you. It just means that over the last 10 years, you have not been able to successfully save $60 a year. Let's change that. Would you let us partner with you? Whereas this year, it's different. I want to swing the call over to my wife for closing remarks, and then I want to hear from Tracy and Kay Fisher as well. But honey, for those people that are sitting on the edge of their seat, they're listening right now, and they're saying, man, I like this information. It sounds good. It feels good. But they're hesitant to make that next step. What would you say to encourage them?
A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. A double-minded person is unstable in all of their ways, meaning you got to choose. You have to make a decision. Either you're going to continue to live the way that you have been, or you're going to choose something better. Wherever you are in life, you made the appointment to be there. That's why a mentor once said, you're born looking like your parents, but you die looking like your choices. What choices have you made to get you into this financially dead place that you need to change? Or maybe you got some money, right? You have some money, you want to do more, or you have some money, you want family out your pocket. Whatever the solution is, there's an opportunity here to get it. I remember being broke as well and broken, receiving eviction and repossession notices on the same day. The only thing I had in my apartment was bread in a pantry and a bottle of water. I was fasting on purpose because that was all I had. And I remember back in 2009, when I was getting ready to go give this industry another run, this profession another run, all I wanted when I joined for $45, which my credit card declined 3 times. Mr. Wilkins, my now husband, actually recruited me back then, so we're literally an MLM love story. But my credit card declined 3 times for $45. I called my aunt and I borrowed the money to get started. The only thing I wanted, I didn't want $500 a month. I didn't want $5,000 a month. I didn't want the upwards of 80 grand a month that we have earned since. All I wanted was some lunch meat, cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, and mustard and pickles to make an actual sandwich because I had the bread already. I just wanted the other stuff so I can have an actual meal. That's all I wanted. They were telling me all these different things. I could have the houses and the cars, and I'm like, yeah, that's wonderful, but can a sister get a sandwich? That's it. And I joined because of a sandwich and stayed because I saw my future. Because I changed the pictures around my house, because I changed the people that I was talking to, because I changed my circle. I made a decision. I changed the way I talk to myself. I put my dreams up all the way around my apartment. My dream car, Porshea, was on the door of my apartment. The logo was on the steering wheel of my Toyota Scion. And I valeted everywhere I went. The valet guy would laugh at me all the time because I had a Porsche logo taped to a Toyota. But when I pull up today in my second Porsche, they're smiling. Because I made a decision. I made a conscious decision to do something different. Tonight is that night for you to make a conscious decision to do something different. If you do the same thing over and over and over again, you will get the same result. This should be the last time $60, $99, $299, or $589 is a problem for you and your family. If it made a fraction of a sense, give us 1% of your trust. We'll earn the other 99.
Wow, that's so true. You know, Tracy, Well, why don't you talk about that? Talk about, this experience, and for that person that, is looking to get started, talk about that for them.
You know what, guys, I will say this. I'll never forget when we first started in the profession. First of all, let's go back, Mr. Wilkins. Let's look at this. We are here on a Friday night, and most of you guys have committed to be with us here on a Friday night. To me, that says something about you, that you've made a decision to invest 45 minutes or an hour to be on this broadcast. That says something about you, that you're looking for something, you're hungry for something. And I can just say this, I can tell you our personal story, guys. I am so glad that my wife and I made the decision to partner with the Wilkins. I am so glad we made that decision. Sometimes, guys, when you've been doing this kind of business for so long, for over 20 plus years, and I remember the thing that we learned in terms of how to sacrifice. Man, I see it, but it was a $500 investment in my first opportunity. And I'll never forget, my wife and I, we had a choice, man. We said, we don't have the extra $500. But do you know we were able to not pay our car note? And this was back in 1997, Mr. Wilkins. 1997, we made a decision to pay ourselves first. Because, see, we're taught a broke principle. A broke principle is you pay everybody else first. Then you live on the leftovers. Well, the wealth principle that we learn is to pay ourselves first. And so we did that. And so every business that we've ever started, we always say when we were forced to make a decision, do I want to do this or not? It was never about the money, because we knew that if we can make the decision to pay ourselves first, and not just the minimum. Guys, everything we've ever done, we paid the maximum to get in. And as a result, we've also got in return the maximum in return as well. And so that was a tremendous blessing for us. But guys, let me say that you're here for a reason. There's a seed of greatness in everybody that's on this broadcast. There's something in you that's starving to come out. There's the champion that's on the inside of you that is starving to come out. You're just looking for the right vehicle. You're looking for the right coaches. And I'm telling you right now, Mr. and Mrs. Wilkins is an incredible coach. They understand this profession. They've made millions. They've created success stories all around this world. And you got to understand, guys, that we have your back, that if you can make one step, we'll make the second step for you. We will help you to the best of our ability, get from where you are to where you want to go. But it's going to take you making that first step. It's going to take you. So we appreciate you guys for investing this hour with our team. But here's the deal, guys. And I'm going to say this in a very humble way. We're going to get to 10,000 new business partners over the next 18 months. And we're going to do it with the people on the broadcast or without the people on the broadcast. It doesn't matter. We've made that commitment. And when an organization made that type of commitment, it's only a matter of time and our work ethic and our drive. And we are no shortage of our work ethic. So with that being said, my partner is on the line to close us out. Thank you guys again for investing into your future this evening. Back to you, partner.
Man, I certainly appreciate you, and you're absolutely right. First of all, thank everybody for bearing with the technical difficulties, and my partners for picking up the slack. And that's what it's all about. It takes teamwork to make the dream work. And Tracy said some incredible things about my wife and I, and we're really honored. We really are to be in partnership and in business with them and so many other friends and partners here on the broadcast. And we cannot wait to be in business with you guys. I heard one author say, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. Let's go together. Scratch that. Let's grow together. If you want to run, we'll run with you. If you want to jog, we'll jog with you. If you want to walk, we'll walk with you. Even if you got to crawl, we will roll up our sleeves and get on our knees and crawl with you. God bless you. God bless your families. God most certainly bless your dreams. Good night, everybody.